Hello everyone. My name is Doc, and this is a reading of a Skeet application essay. Mine to be precise. In celebration of this channel reaching 1,000 subscribers, I'll now recite the essay that led to my invitation over 2 years ago. I was not asked to write this, but to provide some context, about 2 years ago, some guy with Skeet was talking about essays, and I told him I could write a good one in an hour, and this is what I produced. The following reveals quite a bit about my personal life, but it is information I voluntarily give up to anyone who asks. The reason I'm doing this is simply fairness. I've gained a lot of subs from poking fun at others, so it's only right that I return the favor upon reaching such a milestone. So if you plan on sticking around, then I hope you enjoy. This is the story of Doc. For the past 16 years, I have been playing the current iteration of Counter-Strike. First as a casual player in the days of 1.6, and more seriously in Source, to the point where I now own and operate a competitive team. The prospect of cheating in CSGO has been present since its inception, but it is only recently that I have begun to delve into the true nature of this mysterious community. I began as most do, with a cheap cheat on a new account, resulting in a vac and a thrill. After associating myself with more legitimate cheats on the market, I began implementing the features and training for both myself and my team. Wall hacks, especially, have proven to be extremely useful in offline practice, as it trains the player in proper crosshair placement, how to play angles more effectively, and instill the timing and flow that is necessary to compete at a high level, as you can observe the other team as they set up and subsequently execute their strategy. This tends to translate well from offline to in-game. After some time, I was drawn into the world of HVH, more out of curiosity than anything. I started small, with programs such as Supremacy. I don't want to talk about it. Zeus, and Aimware all being part of my current arsenal. It became apparent from the onset, however, that there was a program that set itself apart from the rest. While everyone argues over configs, programs, pace, and coders, Skeet.cc stands above it all. Now why should I, a legit player who is relatively new to this scene, be invited to be involved in such a successful endeavor? That query is difficult to answer given the nature of the invite system. People have purchased invites, which is against the TOS as I understand it, been provided access by friends and mods, or simply crossed paths with the right person at the right time. This individualistic aspect makes identifying those with invites to give extremely difficult to nail down in terms of what they are looking for. What I have observed from my time in the servers is that there seems to be a wide demographic of users. Many are quiet with no indication that they use Skeet aside from their play. Some rock the tag but also let their play speak for itself. There is also, unfortunately, a large demographic of people who consider themselves to be larger than life because of their permissions, something I don't necessarily understand. Given that I am cognizant of how quickly users can receive a ban for inviting the wrong individual, let me tell you a bit about myself so that you know what kind of person you would potentially be bringing into the organization. I'm 29 years old, and I'm currently working towards completing my master's degree. I received my bachelor's in criminal justice with intentions of joining the Marine Corps as an officer upon graduation. As fate would have it, a professional mixed martial arts career I was fostering resulted in a badly damaged knee, with ligaments from cadavers required for reconstruction, thus ending any prospects of a career in the military or law enforcement as I had envisioned. I am fully functional. It was just a liability issue. While disappointing, I overcame and became the head of a large hospital's security operation. I soon moved to a corporate position before switching companies to run security at a major international airport, while returning to school to further expound on my earning potential. Life was derailed a bit over a year ago. An illness that I'm still battling to recover from ended up forcing me to leave my job and put my degree on hold. And my fiancée, who I had been with for 8 years, left as a result of the concurrent stresses of my illness and her career. I know what you're thinking, sob story, and you may be right, but I try not to look at it that way. Although, if it helps to further my case here, then totally. As it turns out, a large part of my recovery has been assisted by my ability to pass time playing Counter-Strike, and considering I have a long way to go before I'm 100%, it'd be amazing to have access to something like Skeet to pass my time. I've begun to meet and play with people somewhat regularly within the community, and it's been an enjoyable experience, something I would like to continue doing for a long time. Now, with that out of the way, and not to be pretentious, I think the Skeet community could use a bit of a facelift. I can't tell you how many times I've seen users rage unnecessarily at people who have little to no idea what they are doing, and it's not the best look. Everyone seems to be concerned with who is popular and who is a no-name. While I can't speak for what the wishes of the higher-ups at Skeet are looking for in terms of users, I can tell you that I am well-spoken, loyal to a fault, and I follow rules. Having a lot of children with massive egos running around with a revolutionary program presents a security risk, and it speaks to the competence of those tasked with coding this thing, given that they are always ahead of the curve. I would have to assume it wouldn't be frowned upon to have an adult who doesn't participate in drama, doesn't taunt everyone who doesn't have the program, and isn't obsessed with being a big name. All I'm looking for is access to the software and to enjoy my time on the HVH servers as much as I can. Counter-Strike has been a crux of my gaming life since its inception, and that isn't ending anytime soon. I'm extremely proud of what this game has become, and look forward to what it will be in the future, and plan on being an active participant in said progress. That being said, the HVH community has renewed my interest in the game in a way that I have not experienced in years. The prospect of so many new strategies, angles, configurations, and the competition between developers to constantly one-up each other is exciting and evolves at a pace far more rapid than traditional online communities. As someone who is always pushed to be at the top of the pack in everything I do, my desire for access is innate. The competitive side of me loves the idea of the edge it would provide, and it would be disingenuous to portray any attempts at garnering access to be completely devoid of greed. People want Skeet because it's the best, plain and simple. I certainly don't contend to be standing apart from this crowd, only that given what I know about those that have been granted access, I firmly believe that I would be a positive and welcome new addition to the group. While I currently participate on the more casual side, the fine-tuning of configs and the aforementioned alternate strategies provided by this side of gaming is fascinating to me. I've watched tutorials, read forums, and speak to players to further my understanding of what makes this mode tick. Terms and concepts like LBY, override, dumping, that were all once alien to me, now play a crucial role in my enjoyment of this game, and I learn more every day. If I am going to commit time and energy to something, I will always put in the time to understand it, and this is no different. To garner maximum enjoyment from anything, you need to know how it works, and an influx in knowledge can only be positive. When people who don't understand how to operate a tool start playing with it, there tend to be negative consequences, so I can understand why this may be a factor in the selection process. It's an implication that I wholeheartedly endorse. In summation, there are many things that I bring to the table and have proven myself to be a trustworthy and competent member of whatever group, team, or company I have been a part of, and I don't expect any potential acceptance into this exclusive group to track any differently. At the very worst, I will reflect well on whoever is kind enough to provide me with an invitation. Given how many people I've seen lose their access due to bad decisions in this department, I feel as though that is an asset in and of itself. Thank you for taking the time to read this essay, and for any consideration given to my acceptance. Kind regards, Doc. And that's the end. That same week, I ended up reading this essay aloud on a server, and Comp was on the server and was kind enough to shoot me an invite afterwards. So, shout out to Comp, and thank you to everybody who is subscribed and taken the time to watch my videos. There's about 1,000 of you out there, which is pretty crazy to me. But I don't intend to stop making these anytime soon, so hopefully you'll stick around for the ride, and yeah, we'll see where this goes. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe out there.